what it is, what's happening. Well, as you can see, bought another Jeep. This is a 1979 J10. It's got a 360 in it, turbo 400 trans, quadra-track, with the fancy, that's how you put it in four-wheel drive. But other than some rust, this thing's got 47,000, as far as we can tell, 47,000 original miles. On the title, it says 46. On the odometer, it says 47. So we believe it is the correct mileage. I mean, didn't even hit the gas, fired right up. So we picked it up over the weekend. The plan is, since we picked up another Jeep pickup a couple weeks ago, which was our parts truck, but I don't have the heart to cut it up, that'll be the parts truck for this truck. Let me spin you around and show you what we're working with. As you can see, we got some rust in the fender. The cab's really nice, the doors are really nice. The bed's got some rust. But the biggest problem with this truck is right up in here. On both sides, the rear of the frame rails where the shackles mount are really rusty. Passenger side fender's got rust in it too. So the rear of the frame's a little rusty. The thing runs really good. It actually runs and drives. Like I said, we bought a couple weeks ago, we bought an 84 Jeep pickup. It's actually got an older front end on it, but it's got good fenders. And the bed's got some rust, but it's better than that bed. So more than likely, we'll use these fenders. And I'm thinking we're going to use this bed. I'm not sure. This bed's pretty rough, but the floor in this bed's a lot better than the floor in that bed. I don't know. It's really tough. Both beds are in pretty bad shape, but to find a bed for these Jeep pickups is really tough. I have thought about maybe putting a flatbed on it. I'm not sure. I don't know what direction I want to go with this truck just quite yet. Last night, I went out and bought a frame. There was a guy around the corner selling a frame for a Jeep pickup. What are the odds? Literally just a few miles from here. Really clean frame. So do I put the whole frame under it or do I clip it? I got to measure it, but I think this is a short bed frame. So I don't know if I'm going to be able to use the whole frame. And I did buy a hood. It's got a metal cowl on it. I give $100 for the hood and I give $200 for the frame. But the frame's really nice. But I'm pretty sure it's a short bed frame. So I might just clip it like right about here. I might cut it and just use the rear section to fix the pickup. The hangers this hanger needs a little bit of work, but it's much better than what I'm working with. And these rails and all inside here, much better shape than the truck itself. So kind of a toss-up which way I want to go with repairing this truck. I haven't quite in my head figured it out which way I want to go with it. I guess what it all boils down to is I need to get the bed off the truck and see what the rest of it looks like. We just got it here Sunday night, and I haven't even taken it off the trailer. It's still loaded up, which I'm getting ready to take it off the trailer now. And just since it runs and drives, I'm just going to move it around. I think for right now, I think what we're going to do is just kind of patch up this one rear spring hanger that's busted so we can go get the truck tagged. That's what I really like to do before I lift it or do anything else. Because this hanger here is gone. And the spring is up against the bed. And as you can see, the floor is just, I mean, right here, there's nothing. It's all gone. In fact, the only thing holding the bed back there together is the spray and liner. You see where the leaf springs come up and just destroyed that part of the bed. So it's really a toss-up what to do with it. So for right now, I want to get it off the trailer. just kind of get a real good look at the rest of the frame, and we'll measure the two. But like I said, I think that frame out there I bought yesterday is a short bed frame. I thought about putting the whole frame under it and then just building a short bed, flat bed for the truck, but I'm not 100% sure what I want to do. It's a toss-up. I really don't know what to do with it. The thing runs so good. It drives so good. So, kind of got to figure out what direction I want to go with it. But you guys wanted some Jeep content. We're getting ready to have some Jeep content. We'll see. And of course, we got the race Jeep out back, the Wagoneer, which that's how all this started. All this started because I wanted a parts truck for the race Jeep to do a bunch of repairs that it needed, stuff that's missing and broken and destroyed on it. Let me spin you around real quick. Now you can see why I bought the Jeep up there. I want to put the whole front grille assembly so I can put lights and everything back in it to fix the front of this up, so we can make this thing somewhat drivable on the street. I know a lot of guys have been wanting to see some content on this thing, and we are going to do some content. And we got a lot of stuff to do to it, a lot of work. But the idea is to make this thing somewhat streetable, so we can take it on the trails and just have some fun with it. That's all we're going to do with it. So that was how I ended up with this one. But this one came with a title, and this wasn't a hateful truck. Didn't have the heart to finish cutting it up. But now that I have the other pickup, this will definitely be a parts truck for the other truck, because that truck needs both of these fenders. And like I said, the bed, I'm not sure what I want to do. Both beds are rough. The only plus side is the floor and the bracing on the floor, and this bed is better, but both sides of the bed, the actual bed sides, both of them are in bad shape. It's a common thing, and to find a good bed for one of these trucks is really, really hard. We've been looking, and we're going to keep looking. We might get lucky, and we might find one that's not too trashed. And we might be able to make some repairs on this one. I did find somebody that does make bed sides, but they're not cheap. They're $700 a side. I'm not putting that kind of money in this bed. I would assume build a flat bed before I spent that kind of money on one of these beds. So, I'm not sure. You know, if I had a big enough sheet metal brake, there's really not any kind of crazy bends. If I had a big enough brake, you could almost make this bedside out of 2 sheets if you had a nice brake, because it's really not any kind of crazy body lines, really. But I don't have a big enough brake. So we'll figure out what we're going to do when we get closer. Like I said, first thing we're going to do is just patch that rail up enough that we can put the spring back on it, and we can go over and get it inspected. Everything on the truck works, so it should go. It's got all new brakes on the rear of the truck. He just did all them not that long ago. Hopefully it'll go right through inspection. We're going to antique it. Now, the guy I bought the frame from and the hood, they're building a Jeep pickup, and I'm actually supposed to go back, and he's got front and rear lift springs that they're not going to use. So I'm supposed to go, they're going to take them off the truck. They're brand spanking new. I'm supposed to be buying them from them. So we are going to put some kind of lift on that Jeep as well. But I want to tag it first. Kind of just like our Bronco in the garage. We want to leave it all stock. We want to antique it, lift it. Then we're going to do what we want to do with it. I've talked before on the channel, the whole reason I wanted the Jeep thing was so I could get into some of these Jeep events. So we can do a little bit of trail riding and four-wheeling with the Jeeps. And I've tried to talk to these guys time and time again. Why don't you open up the Bronco? Oh no, Broncos are too big. Broncos are too big. That's a full-size pickup. But that truck can get into the events. Makes absolutely no sense to me. Bronco is actually shorter than that thing. But I can get into these Jeep events with that truck. But I can't get into a Jeep event with a Bronco. That's crazy. So I'm just going to kind of keep this video a little short because I want to get it unloaded, get my truck unhooked from the trailer, put all that shit away. So I just wanted to get something out there on the channel, share with you guys, let you guys know what's coming up. Hopefully you guys will be interested in some of the Jeep stuff. So look, holla at your boy. Keep it reals. We're gonna unload this crap.